Well, this has been talked about for a long time. A street race at Chicago, it's here. They're literally building the track as we're here. Tons of excitement. I've never seen a racetrack being built in a few days, but that's what's happening. What do you think about it, Harrison?
Well, coming actually to Chicago, walking out of my hotel and right onto the racetrack on a city street, it's pretty wild.
Like, this is Columbus Drive right here in the heart of Chicago. That's the front straightaway. This is turn 6, and this is one of the back straightaways. So they actually come at each other like this. There's a wall separating them. But I think what's most important about this, Harrison, is there's 2 long straights.
Braking zones are kind of the priority. I mean, that's where you make all your lap time, and off of going into turn 1 and coming into turn 6 are the 2 heaviest braking zones, coming into sharp 90-degree corners. These are going to be really important to set up your passes.
All right, Harrison, let's do a little walk. Now, I'm surprised at the width. It's a solid 4 lanes wide.
Knowing when the track kind of tightens up and knowing when it widens up is going to be, I think, a big key for sure. One thing I notice as a racer is there's still manholes.
3 welds on that manhole to keep from cars pulling up.
One of the craziest things about the racetrack is the bumps and the connecting joints. You know, we're going onto a bridge, right? Well, when we're ripping up here at, I would say, 90 miles an hour, you're gonna really feel that transition.
And we are going downhill. I mean, this
Yeah.
isn't a little downhill transition. This is a massive downhill transition.
This is gonna be one of the biggest problem bumps right here. Kind of right in your braking zone, this connecting bump in the simulator, I would almost lift, coast over it, and then brake hard. Because if I was to brake right when I would catch this bump, it would kind of throw the car sideways and upset it.
It's a bridge going onto an asphalt road. There's going to be a transition. It's
Right.
going to be a bump.
Exactly.
I think it's cool that the track's not done. Like, we
Yeah.
are literally, like, there's traffic going on.
Yeah.
So now you're going to come down that bridge and you're going to this.
Yeah.
I mean, banging a right on to Michigan.
All right, so we're here going into one of the most technical corners. This is gonna be a really tough right-hander that carries into a long, sweeping left-hander.
It's relatively wide, but the deal is you can't see. So if something's happening up there, your spotter better be on it.
All right, so we're here kind of in the middle of that long, sweeping left-hander, and it's all uphill up until about 30 feet in front, and then it kind of levels out and goes back downhill. So there's actually elevation change in this road course.
There's good seats.
Great seats, yeah.
Is that going to be action-packed seat?
Yes, that will be a cool seat.
I tell you where some great seats are is in those buildings. I mean, like, I can see people setting up chairs and watching race out of the window. That's going to be a great seat.
All those windows could have somebody in it, so that's another cool thing about this race for sure. There's a lot of corners where you are going to go into side by side, and it's like a game of chicken, right? Because somebody's going to have to lift. I'm interested to see who's the one that lifts and who doesn't.
So we are entering turn 11, and that's Michigan. This is a pretty short little straight, and it's narrow, very narrow.
And it's coming off of, honestly, one of the faster exits.
But you got to use all the racetrack. You got to come out of that corner.
Yes.
And you got all but be making tire marks on that wall.
Yeah, it's all you can do to not hit this wall. It's just so chaotic to think about how tight this straightaway is leading into this tight corner.
This is really the most important corner on the racetrack. You know why?
Why is that?
Because I'm calling the race from right there.
Oh,
That's my lift.
I'll wave at you.
That's my lift right there.
There you
so if
go.
you make a mistake, don't do it over here.
Yeah.
Do it somewhere else.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
I'll be good in this corner then.
Who would have
Yeah.
thought this much elevation change on a street course? I
Right.
mean, you're going straight uphill,
Yeah,
going to turn 12.
yeah, it's gonna be a big acceleration zone up to like a little ramp right here. That'll be pretty fun.
Wah!
Yeah. All right, so we're sitting here in the very final corner of the racetrack. Another really tight 90-degree right-hander, and then it falls away from you here, where it kind of, the track and the crown in the road wants to pull you back to the left.
Yeah, it's leaning this
As-
way. It's off camber.
Right, which most of these corners are because they build a crown in the road so water runs off it, right, for street cars.
So
Yeah.
when you tune in on Saturday and on Sunday on NBC on Sunday at 5 o'clock, you're going to be learning just like we are.
This is all new to us, that's for sure. So we're sitting here talking to y'all like we know what we're talking about. We don't.